America is the biggest colonizer on earth. It's not a democracy. It's Indian land that is occupied by Anglo-Saxons who have continued to murder and kill, and they've actually made extinct the people that lived there. That's not a country. That is a criminal empire. That is the Nazis that are still living in the flesh today. And if you give them the chance, they would want South Africa to be the same. And that's why the issue of Cape independence is a threat. Because once they establish a Cape province, they're going to give it nuclear weapons like they did with Israel. And they're going to make it a little Israel in Africa and use it to terrorize and take the rest of the land from the whole of South Africa, slowly but surely, like what they did with Palestine. Our young black South Africans need to start getting military training. Let's stop nonsense of being surrounded by security companies that are Indian, security companies that are white, but there are no black security companies, and black people are not being militarized. Black people in South Africa have got to become militarized. And this has to be done now, not tomorrow. This nonsense of white security officers acting and policing black people, which is happening more and more. I even been to police roadblocks where there are private security companies as part of the roadblock. Who are those people policing the South Africans? And when did we get comfortable with white people policing black people once again? Black people have got to get military training. This notion that we're a rainbow nation is a nonsense story. Because
so our brother talk about the Western world. If given the opportunity or given the chance, they will create an Israel in Africa, just to use that country to destabilize the African continent. And then he specifically mentions South Africa. You may doubt what he's saying, but our brother is always on point. And then I'm going to show you this video, and then I'm watching that video, and you would see that what he's saying, given the opportunity or given the chance, yes, they will create another Israel in Africa. After all, Israel was meant to be created in Africa. After all, the current Israel that was formed in 1948 was meant to create in Africa, between Uganda and then between Uganda and Kenya. That was where they wanted to create this current Israel that the people of Palestine are dealing with. So given the chance, as our brother said, they will want to create another Israel in Africa. So I want you to watch this video where there is a township in South Africa. Only white, so-called white people live there. And it is a very interesting video if you watch it and analyze it. So please let us go and watch it, come back and analyze it.
Welcome to Orania, a remote farming town in South Africa's Northern Cape. It prints its own money, runs its own banks, has its own holidays, and manages its own affairs. Sounds like the perfect township to relocate, right? Well, hold your horses. To enter Orania, you have to qualify on certain parameters. The foremost is the color of your skin. It has to be white, because Orania is a whites-only town. The uniqueness is too obvious to ignore. Wherever you go in this township, you will only find Afrikaners. White people with Dutch ancestry. They do all the work, from playing the piano at the church to reading out the Bible to believers, to running the kitchen at a restaurant, to even gardening at orchards. All jobs, big or small, are reserved for white people. But the residents of this town insist that they're not racist.
We are from Africa, that's why we call ourselves Afrikaners. We want to remain here. We also want to retain our identity. Now, to retain one's identity is not a racist impulse. We wanted to retain our identity against the English or the British imperialism also, and they're even whiter than we are, much whiter.
Orania is often dubbed as the last outpost of apartheid. a system of institutionalized racial segregation. South Africa abolished apartheid in the 1990s, but the legacy lives on in Orania. In fact, the township was founded by the son-in-law of Hendrik Verwoerd, South Africa's former prime minister, who's considered to be the architect of apartheid. Verwoerd's bust lies at the museum in this township, serving as a reminder of his beliefs. As for Nelson Mandela, the man credited with ending apartheid, the people of Orania don't really hold him in high regard.
I don't think that I can see him as a hero because he's part of a whole package. Mandela is part of a whole package. And as Mandela, all the other leaders within the ANC make a contribution to create some policy that is, from our viewpoint, not necessarily for the best of this country.
Mandela is not a hero, they say. And they're not racist, they insist. So what is this town all about? An attempt to protect their culture.
Yes.
This township is legal as per South Africa's constitution. An article defends its right to self-determination. But Orania's ambitions could soon spell trouble.
Yeah, so if you watch this video carefully and listen to what our brother said in the the previous video I show you, you will realize that everything that our brother said is true. Because this is a township in South Africa where it is only for the so-called white people who are allowed to be there. As a black person, as an African, you are not allowed to be, you dare not even go there. You dare not even go there. And that's what somebody said something in that video, which is very important. And then we as African people must learn from that. He said they do not see Mandela to be a hero. To them, Mandela is not a hero. So today, I'm asking, which position must we put Mandela? That is the reason why we keep saying, if you want to do something, think of your race first. If you want to take decisions. And sometimes I don't blame white people for standing for their own. Sometimes I don't blame them. Because all this nonsense that they are doing in South Africa, want to create their own city, their own money and all that. You dare not do it as an African. A group of Africans cannot do it in any European country. You dare not try it. They will look at what happened in Oklahoma, United States. Look at what happened in the early 19th century. It wasn't that our people, our forefathers, it wasn't that they wanted to create their own city. It's just that it was their neighborhood and they become so successful. What did we see? We see that the American government went in there, create some chaos and bomb the entire city, and then I sack our people out of the place. But today we have people who first of all came to Africa, oppressed our people, apartheid, and today apartheid, the worst system of governance in human history. Today their children are still in South Africa and they are still unsatisfied with what Mandela has done to them. And to them, Mandela is not a hero. So as I said, which position is Mandela standing now? Because for we, the Africans who fought against apartheid, our ancestors were killed. They were massacred in many cases. And then at the end of the day, we gain our independence and return every single privileges that the apartheid government or system had for the Europeans, for the white people. We couldn't do anything for ourselves. We return all the privileges to them. And sometimes I love white people for that. White people will always stand for themselves. They will always stand for themselves. If Mandela was a white person, he wouldn't have returned back the privileges they are oppressors to them. Never. But for them, they make sure that before they will give you the chance, you must return back everything they had, all the privileges they were enjoying, return it back to them. White people always stand for themselves. When are we going to learn from them? When are we going to learn from them? You know, this video is very important because, as I said, these people are children of the oppressors. With all the privileges that was returned to them, they are not satisfied. They are still not satisfied, and they want to create their own city. It tells you that these people, no matter what you do, you can never satisfy them. So Mandela should have taken the decision just as Mugabe took for his own people, because in this world, everybody, before people will respect you, you have to stand up for yourselves, for yourself. That is when people will respect you. But if you think that you're going to be going Georgia is better than war, then this is exactly what is going to happen to you. Today, the same white people that Mandela returned back all their privileges to them, they're saying they don't recognize him. They don't see him to be a hero. And then we, the black people that he denied the privilege to own back our land as South Africans, what do we see him? He's one of us. So he was our hero. And then we appreciate and thank him for everything that he did for us. But he should have think race first. He should have think about the people of South Africa first, no matter what the condition was. He should have think about the people of South Africa first. So that today, we, the people of children of South Africa who are in townships, going through the same poverty, the same system that apartheid created for us, we would have seen that at least we had a savior. Today we cannot call Mandela our savior because Mandela didn't really give us what we deserve as children of Africa or South Africa. But for the people, the white people, that he returned back all their privileges for them, today they are saying they don't see him to be a hero. Black people, African people, let us start to think about race first. If we put our race first, every other thing will take care of itself. Let us respect ourselves. I thank you very much for coming around. I am your only brother Dobia Anzanse. Please, if you haven't joined our mission, One Africa Mission, we are on a mission. And our mission is all about the unification of the African continent, because we believe that all the nonsense that is happening in Africa, if we are able to unite the continent of Africa, all the 54 states in Africa, if we are able to unite those states, then Africa will be free. And it will be free for all the citizens of Africa, whether you are Indian, you are what, you are Chinese, you are European, as long as you are a citizen of Africa. You will enjoy. Mother Africa has a lot. Mother Africa got everything for every single citizen of Africa to enjoy. It is just that we are not using the resources of Africa for the benefit of the children of Africa. So please, let us get into serious evangelism. Join our mission. If you haven't joined yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, One Africa Mission, and also follow us on Facebook, One Africa Mission. We are missionaries. We are on a mission, and our mission is all about the dignity of the African race. How do we get our dignity? Is by uniting the continent of Africa. Thank you very much.